Hey guys, today I'm gonna rank Bones albums, and I'm gonna start from Creep all the way up to the newest album called Dungeon. The reason I'm starting with Creep and not all of his previous work, which is probably about 25 albums plus, is because of, well, simply for time's sake, and also I don't think they're very comparable to any of these records. I think it's really hard to make that distinction. So we're gonna start with Creep. Um, Here I've got 5 tier setup, S, or I like to call it sesh tier, A, B, C, and D tier. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. We're just gonna start with Creep, which I'm gonna probably give a B. The reason I give it a B and not a C is because there's just legendary tracks on this. I mean, just look at this track list, like Air, Golden Chevrolet, White Noise, Windows 9 to 5, um, Dracula, Marble, Penthouse, Delinquents. Like, there's just so many fucking insane songs on this. I don't even know what to say really, other than that. I mean, it's just great. Only problem with me was this Young Lean collab. I mean, it's not bad by any means. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit underwhelming. I thought they were gonna go like way crazier on a collab with such big names. But I don't even think this is the best collab on here. I think like Eddie Baker on Delinquents is way better. So that's the reason I put it down a little bit more because of this song and also like a couple of other songs that are sort of missing just something. When you listen to Bones, he always gives you that energy, a certain style, and it's missing a little bit on some of these songs, which is why it ends up in a B tier, which is a pretty solid mid tier for Bones. Lame might make some controversy here, but I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. I just think it's, other than the production, which I don't really have anything bad to say about because I mean, there's look at the producers on here like Eric Dingus and Grief, Suicide here. There's legendary producers on here that really made some great beats. However, I think Bones, he goes crazy on a lot of these songs like Cemetery Blunts, Acid Man, LSD Bloody Gown, After Death Bloody Rain. Like, these are some great songs, but I think the lyrics, especially Xavier Wolf lyrics, aren't really great on this. Maybe they just haven't aged that well, but they're just not that great. I mean, it's kind of underwhelming a little bit, and I think the lyrics are probably why I'm putting it this low. If you don't really care much about lyrics, I can see the argument for this going like up to A because the beats are pretty good. I mean, you know let's not lie here and say they're not. So it's pretty good, pretty solid. I can't really say anything bad about it. In production wise, so let's leave it there for now. I might at the end of this video swap some things around if it just doesn't seem right to me. But for now, this is a C tier. Scumbag. I'm gonna put Scumbag above Creep actually for multiple reasons. Now, this is maybe for like people who don't know too much about Bones. That you're gonna think, oh, this is the album Dirt was on, right? It is the album that Dirt is on, but I wouldn't even say this is like the best song on this album. I mean, love Limited Edition. I love the Gregor produced. It's fire. Also, I mean, like Burn It Down. If you have never listened to the song, just do it, please. I mean, it's great. So yeah, I think this is solid. Like, it has a very like distinct, unique vibe that none of his other albums, other than the album next, which is Cracker, can really compare to. These kind of go hand in hand to me, which is why I'm gonna put Cracker right next to it, maybe above it, maybe above it, because the top song or my favorite song on Cracker is Gravel, and that song is insane. So I have to put it there. Like, this is just a little bit above Scumbag for me because of this song. Also, like with Sidewalk Ends, Sapphire Sarcophagus, like these are some pretty solid songs. So yeah, Bones, he did a great job on both of these. Really, really good. Okay, paid programming part one. Now I'm kind of torn a little bit, but I think it's gonna have to be an A tier because while there are some truly, truly big bangers on here, um, there's also just some like kind of weird songs on here. And I say weird, I know Bones is like by the majority probably already considered as weird, but like even for him, some of these songs are kind of they just don't seem right to me. Like, of course, we have our bangers, which are like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, um, American Beauty goes hard, Severe Weather Warning, 30 Day Free Trial, Grandfather's Ring. Let's not forget about that. Even 2006, I like the song. It's simple, but it's great. But then there's songs like Waking Up Crying, which has a weird beat. Like I can't get behind it. Don't really like it. Um, Other than that, I mean, the only other song here I would point out is Blink 187, just because it's kind of funny because it samples, it samples Blink 182, and he called it Blink 187, and he kind of like he rapped on it, but it also has like this rock production. So it's kind of funny, but I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I just think it's good, but it's not amazing, which is why I'm gonna put it in A tier because there's some songs on here that are not holding up to the standards of the rest of the songs. For me to put an album into the top tier, this really has to be like fire front to back. Like there has to be no misses, or at least the songs can't be much worse than the other songs on here. So yeah, Underground Gods. I'm gonna put this in. I'm probably gonna put our first D, I think, because it's with Nasty Matt, and while Nasty Matt isn't like terrible, just listening to 13 songs with Nasty Matt, like listen to this whole album. Like it's gonna be, you're gonna be listening to Bones, and you're gonna be like, oh man, he's going hard. And then Nasty Matt comes in on some of these songs, and you just kind of want to turn it off. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful here, but um, I mean like Grey Tea, for example. I think when Nasty Matt comes on this, it just doesn't catch me the same way as Bones does. I think Bones did actually pretty good on this, and if it was just Bones, I think I would put it higher. I would probably put it in a C, maybe a low B. But also this Crank That song. Let's not talk about it, okay? Let's just not even talk about it. Now, Caves. Caves is amazing. I mean, I don't think I have to. It's not better than paid programming. Let's make that very clear. I don't think it is. If you think it is, then, I'm always down for a discussion in the comments. With Xavier Wolf, like, the thing about this is I wouldn't even say there's a single song on here that doesn't hit. Like, this, everything here hits. But it's only 6 songs, which makes it more like I guess it's an EP, it's not really an album. So it doesn't really compare to paid programming, which has like 27 tracks and a lot of them are really good. I'd rather have that than just 6 songs that are all fire. And by all fire, I mean, just look at this track list like Castle Flutes, Weatherman, Poison Ivy, Morning Dew. Like, these are all pretty big classics when you think about Bones. Like, especially Morning Dew and Weatherman, they have a lot of views here as well. They're just great songs. So let's, just leave it right there. Dead Boy, gonna go above paid programming for me. I mean, this album is like really good. This album is like exceptional. I mean, Pale Earnhardt, it starts off with one of the coolest beats I've ever heard by Bones. Also, Dead Boy. Really, I don't even need to point out a single tracks from this because they're all good. Like they're all pretty good. And Calcium, I have to say, maybe it's a basic answer. I don't really care. That's my favorite song on this album. Either that or Timeshare Condo. But yeah, I mean, just and look how fucking legendary this cover is as well. He's just smoking a blunt in this shirt, which like you know under Team Sesh fans we know what this is, and it's really cool. Seabeds with Chris Travis. I might actually think it could actually be a better collab than Caves. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So let me explain. Now it starts off with Fiji Falls, which is classic. Actually, kind of even blowing up on TikTok right now. I remember looking like a couple months ago on Genius and on Spotify. This song got a lot more streams. It was like one of the smallest songs on here before, but now it's getting pretty big. Fallen Leaves, we all know that video as well. It's hard. Loading is hard. All of these songs are good. And I just personally am much more of a Chris Travis fan than I am a Xavier Wolf fan. So maybe that's why I'm gonna put it higher. Teen Witch. Oh, we might have our first. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there. I don't really. Yeah, it's gonna be up there for multiple reasons as well. I mainly think it's because of the concept. Like, I know when this came out, it got a lot of hate for what it represents and what it's tied to, which is the Columbine High School shooting. However, like, how can you hate on that really? Like, how can you hate on an artist making art about a tragedy and, representing it in an interesting way, which is exactly what this album is. Like, if you don't like that, then just say you don't like creativity. I don't understand it. I think it's a great, great album. Most of the songs on here are dark. They have a very, very sad feel. And if you don't like that, then you probably don't even like Bones in general. If you don't like Bones, you're probably not gonna like this album anyway. So I think that's why it's getting a lot of hate because they don't even like albums that are not this by him. They don't even like other albums. So it's a great record. I don't really care if you disagree with that. If you want to name out like specific moments of the album that you think are bad, we could talk about that. There's certainly some lyrical lows on this as well, but I don't think it's enough to put it down anywhere else than the top tier. And I think Garbage, Garbage is gonna be above Dead Boy for me as well. I mean, Garbage is great. This has amazing songs. Starts off with Return of the Pimp, which is back on Spotify now. It wasn't for a little while because of probably some copyright issues that he has. Also Butterfly, which still to this day is not on Spotify, which just pisses me off. Why is this not on Spotify? Like, you have to download it on Spotify to even get it on there. It's so annoying. Because the song is fire. Like, why is it not on there? I mean, I could talk about this album for hours probably because of how much a lot of these songs mean to me. My favorite song is probably Lay Me in the River or Corduroy. These are some great songs. Skinny, I mean, come on now. Come on now. Do I even have to open the track list for this? I mean, everybody should know that this is like at least top 5 for Bones. This has to be top 5. I mean, literally this is, I think, the only album that he has where every single song fits perfectly with the next song that's coming. And it's also just you can see the energy levels, the creativity, the bars that he's spitting. They don't ever go down. Going through this album, it just keeps getting better, almost like it starts off kind of, a little bit more simple, and then we go deep after that interlude. After that interlude, I mean, come on now. There's just so many good songs on that. Rotten, nah. Do I put it above Skinny? Because this is also one of my favorite albums. This is also probably top 5 for me. It's probably in there. Firstly, I have to point it out every time I talk about this album. I love the album cover. I don't know what it is about it, but I just think it looks cool as hell. Um, Obviously HDMI is on here. Come on, we all know this song. Rest in peace, Antonio. By the way, um, Unknown is fire. Amethyst, like the beat on Amethyst. If you Just listen to it now. Like honestly, listen to this song. It's insane. I don't know. Okay, Curtis Heron produced it. Explains it. This outro also. I mean, I guess Sesh Radio is the outro, but Now We Will Go Never Go Hungry is like so good. This is an incredible song. This whole album is just perfect to me. So I might put it above Skinny. I'm not sure though. I'm probably gonna leave it here for now and come back to the side. Yeah. Songs that remind you of home. Now, if you're more of a like casual Bones listener and also Spotify listener, then you've probably never even heard of this album. However, it's great. It's absolutely insane. There are songs on here that I wish like he would do live, but unfortunately, Ross had some controversy going on. I'm not gonna go into detail here, but they don't talk anymore. Let's say that. Besides, he doesn't really do much anymore. So yeah, but other than that aside, like if you put that aside, this album is amazing. Like these songs have a feeling that exactly captures, I think, the title of this album and also like this picture here. It just seems perfect. Like songs that remind you of home. Like yes, that's what these songs do. These songs remind me of home. Every single one of these songs gives you a special feeling. But with this album, what it is, it's not like Skinny where they fit together perfectly. And this is more of a contrast thing. Like you have a Dance Between Your Dance, for example, which starts off really slow and beautiful and then goes into like harder rapping by Bones. Like those are the types of things I'm looking for in albums in general. Like if you can be versatile, that's a huge bonus for me. And that's exactly what this album is. So there we stood. Okay, so this is not an album. I don't really care. I mean, it's an EP, yeah, but I'm gonna rank it anyway. And we're gonna rank it highly. This is gonna go probably no, it's gonna go below Dead Boy. It's gonna go below Dead Boy because lack of songs. There's not many songs. There's 6 songs, and this is an intro, you know. But other than that, Sodium. I mean, this is one of his hardest beats, one of his biggest songs, and I understand why. It's a great song. I prefer, however, 90210, which has a really chill vibe. It's a little bit longer as well. Seems like a much more planned out Bones track rather than just spitting and just going in. Uh, Also, we knew it wouldn't be long. I feel like it should be a much bigger song because just how hard the song is. Like, it's longer than Sodium, and I also think it has a lot of moments in it that are maybe better than some of the parts in Sodium. But as a whole, I understand why Sodium is bigger. Like, it's just, I mean, it's obvious. Also, I Will Breathe Into You is a song that is also very special to me, which is why we're gonna put it here. Powder, I don't think I have to talk much about it. This is his best album. This is absolutely his best album. Like, there are gonna be some contenders in here for that spot, and they're also up here already, which are these three in particular. These are gonna be in my top five, 100%. So, I mean, Powder, like, if you like Bones, you love this album. I would at least hope so. I mean, we have what 28 tracks to an intro and an outro, of course. So more 26 tracks of rapping minus the interlude. I mean, Jesus Christ, this album is insane. The Healing Fields is, I guess, one of the biggest songs on here, if not the biggest. But it's also, I think, the best one. Like the song has lyrics that are just beautiful. Either that or Hello Friend, That Stuff Will Kill You, which fits in with the lyrics a little bit. And this whole album is like talking about like health, corrupt politicians, that kind of thing. That we, all those things that we don't like is really captured well on this album. And I'm just always really in a good mood when I'm listening to this. It's also long. You can have, you can play this really doing anything. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. Just put this album on, and you're gonna be feeling good. Should Have Seen Your Face, another EP that for me is gonna go into high B tier. Now, it could be better, but that's mainly because of a couple songs on here that are not like on a very high level compared to, for example, Dead Pixel. I think is insane. I think that's a great song. Ribs, and also I like Potassium. I don't know what it is about this song, but I think it's probably this auto tune filter that's just like, I don't know, it's just hard the way he's rapping on this. But I don't like it as much on Aux, even though it's a pretty similar thing. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, this album is, this EP, I guess, it's pretty good. Don't have much negative to say about it, which is why it's gonna go into this B, like mid tier. Hate to break it to you with Drip 133. Drip 133 is a great producer. Really love a lot of his beats, also solo work. Gonna put this right here though. I'm gonna put it right there because not really any of these songs are standout tracks. Like when I think of Bones in general, these are not like the first songs that come to mind. Like unless I'm wrong, We'll Be Here. These are like the top songs on here. They're great, but they're not like when we're speaking about Bones' level and the amount of music that he makes. That's why this tier list is so long, is because of how much music he has. These are not the first things I really think of, so I can't really put it that high, even though they're greatly produced and have some interesting lyrics. It's kind of what I'm gonna put it here. Banshee, now we found another contender. Banshee to me is right next to Powder. For quite a while, I liked it more than Powder, but now I've kind of stepped back on it a little bit. It might be because I've heard this album probably more than any other album ever. Like, I think I could actually go word for word with this album right now. Every song is perfect. Every song captures this like dark, like almost you're like in a forest at nighttime, like kind of vibe. If you catch what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, First Night in the Woods honestly might be my favorite song on here. Like this intro is insane. I don't like this auto tune filter is amazing. The production is hard as hell, and if you have a car, please do yourself a favor, play this song on the highest volume in the car, and I'm gonna bet you're gonna love it. Now, also, I mean, I could talk about literally every single song on here forever. I think I could talk about this album the most. Like, I've experienced with this album, I've experienced the most things while listening to these songs. Every single song on here has a special place in my heart, which is why we're gonna put it right here. And the reason it's behind Powder is just because of the length. Like, this is half of Powder, and most of the tracks on Powder hit about as hard as this. So they're just, it's better in that way, which is kind of how I'm thinking about it. But you could really put them, these are number one and two. It's pretty interchangeable, if you will. Frayed to me is like A tier, I think. Pretty good A tier. I don't know if it's above So There We Stood. Uh, no, it's probably around here. I don't think it's better than paid programming even, but it's good. It's like it has great songs on it. This collab with Xavier Wolf is actually insane. I love Xavier Wolf's part on this. I love Bones' part. I love this song. I love all these songs. Literally, if you remember back in the day, there's like memes on Vine with this song, which is really cool. But it's actually just a Bone song that goes hard as hell. Yeah, it's a great album, or EP, I should say, once again. And another interesting thing about this one is it was released uh, in a similar way that one of his newer albums was, which is, let me find it right here, which is Basket Case. that like for a week every day he would drop a new song, and then at the end of the week he dropped the full album, which is kind of what he did on this. Like a lot of the songs were featured before, like in a 1 day cycle, they all came out as singles, and then the whole album dropped. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this was quite a while ago, over 10 years now. Hermit of East Grand River is gonna have to go up here, probably right around here. Yeah, that seems right because the songs on here are incredible. Cholesterol is still one of my favorite Bone songs ever, I think. Um, Art of Cremation, Oak Grove Road, what was that? Like the main thing with this album is it goes in. Like songs are just going hard. He's hyped. Other than Cholesterol, which is interesting that it's even on here. But yeah, most of these songs he's just going in and he's spitting and he doesn't give a fuck, which is what I like about this album. Slan, this is a collab album, and when I say collab album, it's a well collab with his Team Sesh producers, which are Drew the Architect and Cat Soup. Now this album, I honestly don't even really know where to put it. I mean, I want to put it up high, but I don't think there's too many memorable tracks on here, which is why I'm gonna have to put it at the bottom of B. Now, okay, like I guess what do you do with the mad that you feel? Human beings learn best and most from other human beings, and Neighborhood of Make Believe are some of my favorite songs on here. But they're once again like not songs that I really think about when I hit play on Bones. When I look for Bones songs to listen to, this isn't like very high up for me. Even though it's pretty solid, you could make arguments with this being a little bit higher. And I mean, if you have any reason for this to be higher, you can let me know. Useless, boom, right there behind Rotten for me. I know a lot of people actually say this is like their favorite record by him, which is interesting because it borrows so many ideas from other albums while still maintaining a very unique style, if you understand what I mean by that. Because this album has featured different producers, like really different producers. I mean, just look at this producer list. Like, they're pretty much all different producers, other than, okay, Vagard has more songs on it, but every song on here, once again, is just incredible. Like, especially Keep Telling Yourself That is one of my favorite songs on here. Tempo, produced by Eric Dingus. Translucent has to be his most peaceful song ever. I mean, this song is just beautiful. Nothing about this song isn't exactly what I'm looking for when I'm looking for a chill song. The song is perfect. Also perfect is Rest in Peace, obviously. I mean, this song goes hard. You know, probably one of his hardest songs ever. Simple as that, which is why it goes up in this tier. Now you're gonna see a lot of albums are going up here, but that's just because I love Bones, and so my bias has to be kicking in here a little bit. But obviously, I'm comparing them to see which one's the best, which one's the worst. You know, what album is better than this one. Now, Paid Programming 2 definitely is above Paid Programming 1 for me, but not by much. It's gonna be top of 8. I don't even think I'm gonna put it in the top tier, which once again might be some controversy I'm stirring up here, but I mean, just look at this. This whole track list, it's a lot of songs, but unfortunately, I feel like there's a little bit of filler in here actually. When you look at songs like Rocks, Curse of the Ghost, Biodegradable, let's go in. You hear these three songs and you're like, wow, okay, you're in for a ride, right? And you are in for a ride, of course. But then Art Vandalay is such a random song. It's not even bad, it's just so random that it's in here. Because after that, you get Non Pasteurized, Petey Pablo, and Maggots. Another, like, triple bangers, you know, back to back to back crazy songs. Then you have See Me After Class, which once again is pretty random, not really that amazing when it comes to Bones. And then once again, you get like more songs that are just amazing. But it has like these little breaks. Maybe they're supposed to be like interlude kind of. But if they were, I don't think he executed them in the best way that he could have. That said, still there's amazing songs on here. Magenta Lava Lamp is my favorite song on this, and one of my favorite songs by him ever. I mean, he has a fucking David Bowie sample on this. It's like, that's just insane. Good for Nothing. Well, some people don't really mess with this album. I feel like when I look at the opinion of this album, it's kind of like people say it's whatever. But I think it's actually pretty good. Like, I think this album is actually kind of decent. Um, I'm gonna put it right here, simply because there's once again the memorability is missing for this album. Unfortunately, when you think of Bones, this is like one of the last albums you really think about, and also considering it's in like a prime time of Bones. Like we can have a discussion when Bones' prime was. I would say it's anywhere from 2014 up until like 2019 probably, or 2020 even. You can go that far. I think it's like Bones prime. So this is like right in it. This is right in the middle of it, and then he comes out with something that's really interesting. I like it. I think Cut to the Chase, Use Your Inside Voice, Sterilize, like these are beautiful songs. These are amazing songs. Also, Mail Time, he just has a great flow on this. I love it. Now, if we want to talk about Software Update 1.0, he just, last year came out with Software Update 1.2, and I think that was long needed because this album is really like one of his more underrated ones. I think for me it's gonna go above paid programming. And I can explain and reason why. There's songs on here that I think beat the piss out of a lot of songs on paid programming too, which are songs like Sleep Mode, now that you say it like that, Enter Capture Code, File Not Found, and Top 10 Gardening Secrets. Those are like the songs that are peak to me on this. Also, the intro is great. Go Home Roger, like every song on here is cool. This song is interesting. This may be harmful to your computer. When I first heard it, I didn't really like it because I thought it was really weird. I didn't think it was just like kind of weird. I thought like, whoa, okay, what the hell am I listening to? But as I've listened to this for years, kind of like it. I actually kind of like it. I think it's interesting. I think it's artistic. I think it fits the album. I mean, look at this album cover. I don't honestly don't even know what that's supposed to be. Does anybody know what that is? Like, I don't even know what that is. Disgrace? Ooh, it's gonna be hard. It's actually kind of hard to rank this one. Mm, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna put it right here, right next to Seabeds, because it's following like a great album and it's right in between another insane album. However, some of these songs aren't hitting. Like, they're not hitting like Branches is hitting, Eye for an Eye is hitting, this song is hitting, Bedford Falls is hitting, Biggest Letdown, Skeleton Man, Roadless Travel. These are some insane songs. However, please hang up and try it again. I don't think it's that amazing. Do Not Disturb to me isn't like one of his best songs. Pile of Flesh, personally, I know a lot of people like this song, isn't near the top for this album for me as well. So there are like some sort of misses on here, but still, I think this album is great. It should be ranked here. I think A tier is fine for it. So yeah. Now unrendered, this is hard for me. This is actually kind of hard because I mean I'm definitely gonna put it up here. Definitely harder than useless for me personally, at least. Yeah, probably gonna stay right there. Unrendered. I mean, wow, do I have a lot to say about this one. I mean, the cover alone is iconic. It's really, really like fitting in with what this whole album is, which is kind of like a computer theme. Not in the way that paid programming is, though. Paid programming is more like a, there's commercials in there. It feels a lot older as well. This feels like I am the computer kind of thing. Like it's this is insane album. Obviously, Control Alt Delete, which is the biggest song on here, is on here as well, and it just keeps going with amazing songs, one after another. No misses. Continue Without Saving is my favorite song on this. So yeah, no redeeming qualities. Once again, we have another straight heat, straight banger. Gonna put it. Oh, is it better than what? Yeah, it's better than Too Much. It's better than Too Much, if just barely. Alright, look on what kind of a run he is here. It's incredible. Oxygen? Oxygen is one of the songs that, like, when I started listening to Bones and this came out, I really liked it. But now, as I've, like, listened to this song so many times, it's just kind of not really the same anymore. I don't know why. It reminds me of Rest in Peace. That's probably why, because of the same producer and everything. But it just doesn't hit me the same way that it used to. Maybe that's just, because I've listened to it so many times. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest song on here. And it's not really comparing to a lot of the songs that are on here. Like What a Great Day to Stay Indoors, which is one of my favorites on here as well. Also, the Danny Brown collab, of course. How could I forget that? Dead Man's Trunk, Waste of Space. Like, there's so many good songs. You're gonna hear me saying that a lot, that there's a lot of good songs on there, because there are. Failure. Love the old school vibe on this. I've absolutely loved that kind of like boom bap type old school rap that he has on a lot of this album. I'm gonna put it up here. It's gonna go in between Dead Boy and Garbage for me. And I mean, here, pull up the track list again. Hi-Fi, Suppressor. Like, these are pretty similar songs. Deadline also. They have like this old school rap vibe, and I love it. Resurrection, of course. It's like that's a classic. Like we love this song. This song is cool. It has this all album also has a little bit of humor in it with this fucking gimbal ad, and Carbohydrate as an outro is also amazing. I love this song. Network Unknown, I think is my favorite EP by him. Like if we're talking straight EPs, like So There We Stood and the Caves and Seabeds EP, I think this is peak for me. I'm gonna put it above. Oh man, I'm gonna actually put it up here. I'm gonna put it right there. The songs on here are like very different from what Bones usually does. Like Inferno has like a beat that is, I don't know, it's just violent. It's just a violent beat, and it's a great intro for this whole tape. XLR is a classic. I mean, we all know this song. This song goes hard. Indecisive Brain of Mine. Now we get into like a really deep kind of thing, which is also the same with Something's Never Changed. These two songs kind of go hand in hand for me. They're both highlights on this album. And Buffering is great. I mean, it's really simple. It's simple. I don't think he's talking about much other than like he's out of weed, I guess. Which I mean, to some people that might be deep. But I still think this beat alone carries it. It's incredible. Carcass. Now we get into like a more hype kind of thing. Uh, Also paying a salute to Russia, I guess, with the title and everything. Yeah, Carcass. Carcass for me is solid. However, it's nothing I haven't heard from Bones. Nothing too crazy. We're gonna put it right behind Disgrace. I think that's a fair place to put it. considering there's some songs on here that, other than, okay, I'm gonna point this out. I'm certainly not worth your time. That song, like, fucks anything else on this album. This album wouldn't be the same without this song right here, to me at least. Because Blast Zone is like an intro, but it's just, it's really a hard song as an intro, and Character Select is way harder. Both produced by Tevel, I guess, which makes sense. Then we'd go on a run of hard songs, and then towards the end we kind of slow down a little bit with these songs, but they're great still. These songs are great. Augmented, Augmented with Cat Soup. Also, for me personally, kind of a little bit of a forgettable album. Like, there isn't much on here. Like, okay, Pesticide I like, Incompatible, Retina Scanner. Actually, there is some pretty good songs on here. But that's what I was saying. It's kind of a little bit forgettable, even though it's not even bad. It's not even a bad album. It's just kind of forgettable. And maybe that's because some of these songs sound pretty similar, which is why I'm gonna put Augmented in top C. I think that's fair. Permanent Frown, on the other hand, with Curtis Heron, I prefer a lot more. I'm gonna put it all the way up there because um, because there's songs on here like Bent Out of Shape, like Short Circuit. I really love that song. Short Circuit is one of my favorites on this. Fluoride is great. 911, of course, here is great. Utility, like there's just, it's short but sweet. I think that describes it perfectly. So we're gonna put it there. Living Sucks. I think this is when, like, he really started going in a little bit of a different direction. He had like a kind of a formula that was working for a long time that already had versatility built into it, but I feel like when he dropped this album, he went like to another level. He went to another level of versatility, which I can fully respect, and which is why in. I'm gonna put it right behind Carcass. Yeah, I think that's fair. Because while there are some songs on here that are generational, like Heathen with Eddie Baker and Lavender Skies, Cold Side of the Pillow, I also love this song a lot. Last Time We Spoke, it's just, man, these songs are deep, some of these songs. But then there's like some random songs, like this song that is produced by Scrim from Suicide Boys, Do Not Try This at Home. It's really weird because it's not even a minute long. Like, how are you gonna tease me like that, Bones? Man in the Radiator. Okay. That's gonna be down. That's top of A. I think that's the definition of top of A tier. Because it's near perfect. And it's near perfect because, I mean, how hard is it to get an album with 28 songs and have every song be fire? That's really hard, I think. But watching Paint Dry, that song is special. Blunt Cut Sonata, My Heart It Hurts. This was just a little bit of what's on here. But unfortunately, there's some low lights as well. Like, I've actually grown on this song a little bit, Lower Than Low. I used to not like this, but now I actually kind of like it. However, still, like, some songs in here are not hitting the same. Like, with Ice Watch, the song, I don't really like it. Oh Brother is not a big fan of it. So there's just a couple songs that are taking this from being an S tier album. Sparrows Creek with Eddie Baker. Another good collab, I think. Another pretty good collab. However, to me, it doesn't. It's right behind this, okay? I think the Eddie Baker collab is the worst out of these three. And it's not even really because Eddie Baker didn't go hard on this. Like, Eddie Baker, he actually went kind of. He went kind of crazy. Like, hate to say I told you so. Cemetery Walls, his great verse on that. Every song in here is really good, and then we have these last two songs, which I don't really understand. Like, why does this song even exist? Saloon Doors is so random. It's probably the most random song I've ever heard on a collab from Sesh All the Water Boys. Like, this is so random. Why would they even put this on here? And Keep It in the Family. I mean, it is a pretty good song, but it just seems out of place. It seems kind of out of place. Yeah. Under the Willow Tree. Now, Under the Willow Tree is a really chill album. Also, one of my favorite album covers by him, which I guess I'm not really rating, but I feel like it's fair to say that it's a great album cover. So we're gonna put it. I do think it's better than Living Sucks, just a little bit. Under the Willow Tree has Precipitation on it, which is easily my favorite song on this album because I love his rapping style and the lyrics and the beat and everything about it. Yeah, and also how it starts, with 6 Feet Deep, Red Rover, Titanium. These are like three like pretty hard songs that he's going into, and then as Bones usually does, he's gonna slow it down for us a little bit. Kicking the Bucket, also good, also good album. Used to like it a lot more than I do now. Not sure why, but I think Mortuary I've just played too much because it goes hard. And Card is great. All Dressed Up to Go Dreaming. Listen to that song. And also Don't Look Down, which is easily one of his most deepest song, ever. I feel like Dirt. Yeah, I feel like Dirt is just better than this. I feel like Dirt is just way better than this. It's not better than paid programming. Okay, let's keep it real here. But I feel like Dirt is this is just an incredible song. Frostbite. This is what I was talking about when I like boom bap like and these types of things. I really like when Bones is rapping in like a sort of old school vibe, but his production doesn't feel old. His production feels fresh, feels good, and that's what this whole album is kind of. Great production. Once again, interesting album cover and everything. The songs on here are amazing. Like, hold on, where's the song? Airplane Mode. Oh yeah, that's that's the one that blew up on TikTok. However, I want to ask you guys something. Like, does anyone else feel like Airplane Mode isn't even really that insane of a song from Bones? Like, I feel like there's way better songs that go in a similar direction that I don't really even understand how this could blow up. However, Airplane Mode is still a pretty good song. I do think it fits in this album good. But yeah, Chrome, like for example, Chrome is just way better. Offline, now this was during the pandemic. He absolutely carried that shit. When he dropped this, I, I didn't even care. Like, this is all I wanted to listen to. So, yeah, it's gonna go pretty high for me. Offline's right here. Offline, I mean, the songs on here are just, they feeling more fresh than ever. His production feels like he never took a break. Songs on here like Kerosene. Also Skeleton, shout out to him. His production is amazing. I don't have much else to say about it. But yeah, Vertigo also love this song. Means a lot to me. Blanco Benz, State of Emergency has a fire beat. Brace. Brace with Xavier Wolf. I'm personally gonna have to pass on. I don't understand why people really like this. It's maybe it's just Xavier Wolf for me, but also Bones on a lot of these doesn't seem like he's got the energy. It doesn't seem like he's fully locked into this album, and a lot of these songs are so forgettable and slow and kind of boring. And also the producers on this are different. Like, there's a different producer, like Marcelo, for example. I don't really know much about him, but with a lot of songs that he produced on here, I don't feel like they're that great. You know. So, Damaged Goods was Drew the Architect. Now that's a good album. That's a good album. We're gonna put it. Uh, that's hard. Yeah, it's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay there. Now, there's one song on here, which is Erosion, which has been out since like 2018, I'm pretty sure. When did this come out? Yeah, 2018, it says right there. Like, don't really understand why they put it on this, but it's one of my favorite Bone songs ever. So I'm not, not sad about this at all. Also, PvP, I think, is a really hard song. Now, also, we have Unresolved Resolve, which has a funny interlude in it. Go listen to it, it sounds funny. Left in the Brain, Spawn Camping. Like, there's some themes in here that he always goes into, like video games and things like that, which I'm pretty sure Bones is kind of a gamer. Like, I think he is. Remains, insane album. Gonna put it, it's definitely up here somewhere. Yeah, it's going right there. It's going right there. Because with Lyson, his production is, I mean, just what? Like, how can you even make an album this good? Honestly, I was surprised when this came out. I know when Bones drops music, it's usually gonna be pretty good. But when he dropped this, even my expectations were completely exceeded. Like, this was way too good for me to even handle. Every song, Bentley, amazing song. Bad Reception, love the flow on it. Like, every song on here just gives you a great energy, makes you want to go out, do some cool shit, maybe even do some dumb shit. Yo, guys, that's it for the first part. Part two is coming soon. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah,